Australia out of the World Cup at Trent Bridge in 1983, and here they might have put England, certainly they've set them back in this Benson Hedges World Series. I want to have another look at that last wicket. Tufnell was fined for dissent the other evening in Melbourne, and here, well, if he'd half swiveled and belted it into the top of the net, he might have got away with it, but, oh, that's unbelievable. Well, it's not really, because I'm sitting here watching it at the Sydney Cricket Ground, where I first played first-class cricket, but I want to tell you, that's one of the most extraordinary dismissals in the position of the game that I've ever seen since I've been watching cricket. Right, well, let's have a look at the cards now, just to confirm, in fact, that Tufnell in a moment or two was in that last run out. Zimbabwe, a terrific performance, 205 for them. Flower made 12, and then Grant Flower, 84 not out, batted right through the innings and gave them the chance to set a reasonable target. And Dave Houghton, 57, that was a very impressive innings, got it from only 74 balls. Alistair Campbell, 23, but everything else fell away, and they were deep in trouble there, losing 5 for 13 in 21 balls. 205, and the bowling figures for England, very, very impressive there. Peall and DeFreitas did well, 10 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 27. Bear in mind, he still has the legacy of that groin strain sustained just before the Melbourne match. Angus Fraser, 2 for 45. And Darren Gough into his 10th over, and he took 5 for 44. Tufnell, Udal and Hick were the other bowlers. Now, England needed 206 to win. They made 192. They were in the 50th over. It was the batting that let them down. Gooch out for 38 to the first ball bowled by Paul Strang, who had a pretty good turn with the ball out there. We'll have a look at his figures in a moment. But Atherton out for 14, and Hick then run out for 64. Thorpe out for naught, and it's round about this time that England got themselves deep in trouble. John Crawley, 18, but it took him 55 balls. He had all sorts of trouble against the spinners there. And Alec Stewart, 29 from 38, set things right, or almost did, in that partnership with Graeme Hick. That was a very, very good stand. They put on 64 from 77 balls faced, and it looked then, if England could keep their heads, that they'd come out on top. Even though the Zimbabwean team were fielding quite brilliantly and the throwing was excellent, they weren't giving way to the pressure. DeFreitas run out, run out, run out, run out. Hick gone, and then DeFreitas, and then Udal run out at the end, and it just didn't work for England. They, just like Zimbabwe, couldn't come to terms with the latter part of the order. They lost 4 for 12 in 16 balls. They lost 5 for 23 in 23 balls. And they lost 6 for 23 in 24 with that last run out. Udal was the man who was removed from the crease by the umpires, and Tufnell remained naught not out, 192. And the Zimbabwe bowling, terrific stuff there. And those 2 men at the top, I thought David Brain bowled very well, none for 27. Doesn't show up there, but Heath Streak is a good performer, 2 for 36. Whittall, 1 for 21, and Strang, 10 overs, 2 maidens, and 2 for 30. Dekker also did well, 2 for 44. A great win for Zimbabwe, and here's Tony Grieg with the main participants.
Thank you very much, Richie, and I've got some money as well. Not that that really matters to the winning captain. There's your $3,000. I think the champagne in your hand is probably more important to you at the moment.
Yeah, it's been a good night for us.
Congratulations. England, you've beaten them twice now, 2 in 2, is that right?
It is right, yeah. Those are the stats.
And all up, I think, what, you've won 4 one-day international.
Correct, yeah.
Well, talk us through the game. I mean, a good toss to win for a start. You wanted to bat first?
It was. It went right from the start with regards to toss, yeah. It was a good wicket, probably a bit slow and low, but a reasonable wicket all round, I thought.
And Grant's innings, I mean, batting right throughout the innings, his top score, your brother's top score in one-day internationals, good effort by him, really solid effort.
Yeah, it was. We spoke about someone needing to bat the whole way through the innings, or at least sort of till 44, 45th over, and that's what he did today. And he was perhaps a little slow to start with, but he picked up towards the end.
Well, you can't have it always. I mean, you actually didn't get off to a very slow start. You were up there. It wasn't too bad to start. You had a few good partnerships at the top end.
Yeah, we did. Alistair Campbell picked it up for a while. He unlucky to get out early doors when he was going well. But Dave Houghton did the job again for us. Usually accelerates, but we didn't see that today. And then Grant took it through in the end.
And he took it through without much support, because down at the bottom end, they came and went pretty quickly, didn't they?
Yeah, we didn't capitalise on a good sort of 3/4 of the innings. We should have pushed on and scored 6 or 7, perhaps even 8 and over, I thought. We didn't do it, but we always thought 200 might be enough.
What, you 260 thought that's it, we're going to win this?
We had to go in with that attitude.
Yeah, but I mean, what did you really think?
Obviously disappointed that we didn't push on after having a good first sort of 30, 35 overs. But I think if you get 200 in the first dig, and especially here at Sydney, I've heard that you've got a good chance of winning.
Now, what does this do for Zimbabwean cricket? I mean, one of the reasons you're here is to gain experience, but obviously you want to win matches. It's obviously a bit of a bonus when you beat a side like England, although you've done it 2 out of 2, so perhaps it's going to happen more regularly. But what is the effects of this victory back in Zimbabwe?
Well, hopefully what it'll do is bring more interest into the sort of basis of the population. Hopefully what we really need is for more blacks to come and play cricket in Zimbabwe. Because of the ratio of blacks to whites, we need the black population to be playing cricket. And this sort of coverage, these sort of wins, will hopefully spur them on to play cricket. And
do you think, we've heard that there are 1 or 2 youngsters who are writing exams, perhaps with university, black kids that may have just got into the side or on the fringe of coming. Are we likely to see them in the future?
There were a couple of guys, a couple of bowlers on the fringe. They didn't make the side on merit, it's as simple as that. But I'm sure we'll see them in the future pretty soon, actually.
Well, look, congratulations today. That was a fabulous effort, particularly good in the field. You must have really enjoyed the last 10 or 15 minutes. Right?
Yeah, the fielding was brilliant, I thought. A couple of important run-outs. The guys were quick and were thinking about it and keeping clear heads. And that turned out to be important.
And was there a turning point, do you think?
Well, Strang bowled a lovely spell again. And to get 2 wickets in his first 3 overs, I think he went for 2 or 3 runs in his first 3 overs. That was vitally important, and he probably turned it for us.
Big moment for you and your team. We'll let you get back to them, mate.
Thanks, Tom.
Well done, very well done. Right, well, Mike Atherton's been good enough to come down. Got a bit of money for you, yeah? $1,500.
Thank you.
Not a great night.
No, it was a game we should have won, chasing 200, and we didn't.
Yes, the pitch here at Sydney. I mean, talk us through the wicket for a start. You obviously, when you went out there, you wanted to win that toss, and you grabbed for the coin and said, "Oh, I better spin it because you haven't won many." That went wrong.
Yeah, it's the type of wicket that you'll generally want to bat first on because it tends to get a bit slower and lower and maybe turns more as the game goes on. But the toss is incidental. It's how you play that counts, and we run up to scratch.
And it really went wrong. I mean, you were coaching it, clearly, when I thought at 2 stages. First of all, Gooch was looking good, playing very well, and all of a sudden, and it can happen. I mean, you know, a leggy comes on and you hit a long off back to him. That was perhaps the first thing that went wrong.
Sure, that can happen. What you need is players to come in and push the ball around, rather like Dave Houghton and Graham Flower did for Zimbabwe, and to really let the spinners go for bowling. We've got 10 overs for bowling 30 is criminal, really.
Mm-hmm. So where did you get? I mean, you get really angry at any stage. I mean, at some stage you have to get really angry. There, Stewart's shot wasn't very smart.
Do I get angry? I get disappointed, certainly, with the way we're playing at the moment. There's various ways you can react to it, and I think the way the guys out in the dressing room at the moment to go Renton and Raven is not the best way. But we're certainly playing below par. We've got a few injuries, and it'd be nice to have a few fit guys to choose from.
Okay, well, let's forget this one. Where to from here? We're going up to Queensland, Toowoomba.
We go to Toowoomba. We have to get in the right kind of frame of mind before the test match. We've got to try and get 11 fit guys out on the park first, which may be a problem. Who
are the serious problems at the moment as far as the test match is concerned?
Well, Craig White's more or less certainly out for that. Joey Benjamin, we've heard today, has got shingles, so he's in a bad way. And there's 1 or 2 playing at the moment with a lot of knocks.
Chicken pox, that's catching. Shingles is catching as well.
Yeah, it's not the dressing room to be in at the moment.
No. Okay, well, does that mean with Craig White out of the way? I mean, Fraser's a bonus. He bowled well.
He's coming. He didn't bowl with the greatest of rhythm today, but he bowled well the other day at Melbourne. He's a steady type of bowler, one that you can rely on.
And what about Malcolm? How's he going? You're not playing him in these one-day games?
No, it's not that we're scared of playing him in one-day games, but Sydney would like to play 2 spinners. And Devon, when he played at North Sydney against the Academy, disappeared a bit in the first 15, so that's why we didn't play him. But he'll have a good long workout against Queensland at Toowoomba. Hopefully get some wickets under his belt before the test match.
Right, we'll get up to Toowoomba, see if you can give him a thrashing, and we'll see you in Melbourne.
Okay,
thanks for coming down. Right, well, I've also got the man of the match here. I've got $500 plus this gold tray, and it's an easy one tonight. Grant Fowler, congratulations.
Thanks, Tony.
There we are. Well, your top score. You would have been very happy with that, and batting through the innings.
Yeah, very happy.
What, a couple of 450s so far and an 84? Is it 84 top score?
Yeah, that's top score today.
What are you, are there 4 of you professional cricketers in the side?
Yeah, that's right. Myself, my brother, Alistair Campbell, and then there's Dave Harton.
And so you were into cricket all year round. You went to Holland, you and your brother, for, what is that, for 1 season, isn't it?
Yeah, Andrew went for 2, I've been for 1. But mostly we go to England during the winter.
Go to England now
Yeah.
for the winters, yeah. And what are your thoughts on the young black guys coming through? Do you, in Zimbabwe, have you seen any young batsmen that you think could make it in the big time?
I think it's more bowlers at the moment.
Yeah.
But they're none ready at the moment. But I'm sure a bit of coaching.
And sort of victory like this, a bit of encouragement.
Definitely.
Look, very well played today. That is fabulous. We'll let you get back to your dressing room as well and go and enjoy the win.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations today. Very well done. There we are, Rich. A couple of very happy Zimbabweans and not quite so happy England captain. Back to you.
Well, I can understand all those points. Certainly the Zimbabweans should be happy because their short list of batsmen played very well indeed, and they fielded brilliantly. They were well led by Andy Flower, who was keeping wickets in this match. They decided to leave James out, made him 12th man, and Andy Flower did a terrific job, not just as the keeper. He is not all that keen on doing that, likes to be in the field where he's brilliant, but today there he was behind the stumps, led them very well, and he was very much a purposeful skipper out there. As I mentioned earlier, they knocked Australia out of the World Cup in 1983, and here they were again today, perhaps putting paid to England's chances, although that's by no means a certainty yet. And you heard Michael Atherton say that it's necessary for his team to play better, to knuckle down, do better and turn in the performances, and that's quite so. Let's just have a look now, for those of you who may have joined us in the last few minutes, at the cards of the match. First of all, the Zimbabweans won the toss and decided to bat, and they made 205. It was quite a good performance in the light of the fact that they disappeared round about the bottom part of the order. They just fell away there, losing 5 for 13 in 21 balls. Houghton was very good, 57 from 74 balls, and Grant Flower, you just saw, presented with the Man of the Match award. He batted right through for 84, but a bit of a disaster there in the bottom part of the innings. And in reply, England needing 206. They threatened seriously on several occasions there, when Gooch and Atherton and Hick were going, and then suddenly in the middle, when that partnership was on between Stewart and Gooch, Stewart and Hick, that added 64 in 77 balls. But they fell 14 runs short there, and a great performance from Zimbabwe. We'll come back to the SCG in just a few moments. Unrestrained joy for the Zimbabwe players, and so there should have been. That's their 4th win in 42 one-day internationals. They beat Australia in that match I was talking about a little earlier. That was at Trent Bridge in 1983. They did that by 13 runs. Then Edo Brandes, who's had to go back to Zimbabwe because of a back injury from this tour, he was instrumental in knocking off England in Albury in the World Cup in 1992 by 9 runs. Sri Lanka in Harare, that is the only home match they've won. That was in 1994 by 2 runs. And here at the SCG today and tonight against England, they won by 13 runs. And that was a very, very famous victory. Now, that's put a different complexion on the Benson Hedges World Series points table, I can tell you. The Australians and Australia A each have played 4 games, and the Australians have 8 points from that. They're well in the lead in this Benson Hedges World Series, and Australia A have 4. Now, England from 3 games, they have 1 in hand of the Australian A side. They have just 2 points, and Zimbabwe, just 1 game more played by Andy Flower's side, and they have just 2 points. The Australians, much better net run rate there, and that is not going to worry them too much, but it might worry the other 3 teams there. 4 points, 2 points, and 2 points, and the net run rate could be of vital importance, and Australia A are ahead on that at the moment. Now, our game's coming up after the excitement here this evening between England and Zimbabwe. On Saturday the 7th of January, England plays Zimbabwe again, and on the 8th, the Australians play Australia A. Now, that's a double header up at the Gabba in Brisbane. Always a terrific weekend up there. Tickets at Ticket World. I would think that that Sunday game is likely to be sold out within a few days of this fixture here at the SCG. There's quite a bit of time for you to get tickets, but Ticket World 07131 931 can help you out. And invariably that Sunday match there is a big sellout up in Brisbane. I see no reason why that shouldn't be the same. Now we have another game here at the SCG. That's on Sunday the 18th of December, this coming Sunday. It's a day-night game, and it's the Bradman 11 team against the World 11. Two very strong sides there, and coverage will commence on 9's Wide World of Sports at 2:20 p.m. Just check your local guides for television right round Australia. Ticketek at 02-266-4800. That's in Sydney. They have all the tickets you'll need, and I anticipate a good attendance there. It's a great match, great idea, and proceeds will go to the Bradman Museum at Bowral, and youth cricket benefits from that. So a big win here for Zimbabwe in this Benson Hedges World Series match, and at some stage you need to have a good hard look at the last run out. Shaun Udal was run out, and Philip Tufnell was the man contributing with that right foot drive. For the moment, in the SCG, it's goodbye.
Got him, caught and bowled, first ball. Well, as that brought a smile to his face.
Got him. Streak strikes.
Hick will be pushing it for 2. DeFreitas was coming back. A good throw will get him. Taking the single, here's trouble. Another one. Doesn't need to call for the replay there. That's it. Good night. Darren Goff's on his way back. Here we've got 2 tail-enders, so the ball must be full. Get it up there, so he's got nothing to work with, and there it is. Good ball, right up in the block hole. Here's a chance. Hit the stumps, and it's all over. Good night, England.
This has been another presentation from 9's Wide World of Sports.